yesterday we were talking about the joint variations. Joint variations means that there will be more than two variables, okay? And maybe involving direct variation and inverse variation at the same time, okay? But there is always one variable being the subject, okay? And if the other variable is in the direct variation, then you just put it on the top part of the fraction. And if there is inverse variation, then the variable should be put into the bottom part of the fraction. Okay, and then you still need a k, the constant k, the non-zero constant k in your equation. And then you just set up the equation on the first line and use the given set of numbers to find the value of k, and then just write down the complete information of the equation, and then you will find every other thing else. Okay. So today I would like to do a little bit more exercise on the joint variations. Okay, the basic type and the percentage change type. So as a quick revision, I would like to do the instant drill corner 6.4 on page 6.23 with you together. Okay. 好，齊人未咧？誒，都齊咯，今日今日好準時喎，大家。OK， 好嚟咯喎。嗱，記住呢一課啊，成個第六課都係必須要掌握到嘅，得唔得？因為第六課係其中一課咧，成個 DS 裏邊其中一課咧最容易掌握，同埋一定會出。OK， 係絕對值得你哋擺時間落去操練嘅，得唔得？一定要啊！呢一課第六課 ，OK，variation， 同埋佢係好獨立嘅，即係唔會話楞到其他你未必識得、未必操熟嘅課題嘅。佢第六課就係第六課㗎啦 ，OK， 所以咧係好即係一定要操熟嘅第六課，得唔得？好嚟咯 ，Number one, it's given that x。The symbol z square square root y. Okay, you just highlight this sentence, and then in part A, you will let the equation first. So this time x is the subject, and it is equal to. So there is no fraction here. X symbol this, just k times this z square times square root y, and then where k is not equal to 0. This is the first line. Is it okay? And then when y is equal to 4, z is 1, x is 10. So you just put this set of numbers into your equation. Okay? So put y equals 4, z equals 1, and x equals 10 into your equation. 次次都係咁噶啦，係嘛？即係叻完嗰條之後咧，咁。如果佢唔係，即係呢條題目唔係關於 percentage change 嘅話咧，佢就會俾一組數字你嘅。OK， 佢冇俾到數字你嘅話咧，就會俾 percentage change 嚟㗎啦。得兩種嘅啫，冇第三種㗎啦。OK 啊？咁而家呢度咧俾咗數字你嘅話咧，你咪代啲數字入去咯。So x is 10, and then k is k. Z square becomes 1 square, and then square root of 4. And then you just simplify the number on its side first. Don't move to the opposite side at this stage. 10 is 10, and then k is k. And then 1 square times square root 4, you just use the calculator. So it should be equal to 2. Okay? So it is 2k is equal to 10, right? And then you divide the 2 to the left-hand side. Okay, leaving k on the right-hand side. And then you may just use the calculator to find that it is 5. So k is equal to 5. 好，呢度留意多一樣嘢，我哋之前咧未講過嘅，咁但係基本上咧，DSE 都唔會問你呢樣嘢㗎啦。不過咧，你當係識多一隻字咁解嘅啫。 呢個 find the variation constant。OK， 其實如果我唔教，我唔講俾你聽，你估唔估到佢叫你揾咩嘢咧 ？Find the variation constant 係嘛？咁其實呢度咧個 constant 即係揾個 k 啫 ，variation constant 即係個 k， 得唔得？揾翻個 k 嘅數值出嚟，揾到咯，而家係嘛？咁你咪答題咯。Therefore, the variation constant is 5. Sorry. So that is the answer of part A. Can you get this? OK， 咁不過佢雖然淨係叫你揾個 variation constant， 但係我哋都唔會淨係寫咗個 constant 出嚟就算嘅。我哋揾完個 k 之後出嚟之後咧，一定會寫翻一次全條式出嚟嘅。OK， 嗱記住啊，呢個 symbol 咧 ，x symbol， z square square root y 咧，佢唔係一條式嚟嘅，得唔得？唔係一條等式。我哋呢一條 x 等於 k square z square times square root y 先至係一條等式。我哋係要寫翻一條等式出嚟，不過咧仲要係揾咗個 k 出嚟嘅，揾咗個 k 嘅數值出嚟嘅。Okay, so now we have already found that the value of k is equal to 5. So x is equal to 5 z square times square root y. Okay, and then in part B, the question asks you to find the value of x when y is equal to 9 and z is equal to 2. So you just when y is 9 and then z is 2, and then you just put your numbers into your equation. So x is equal to 5 times 2 square times square root 9. And then the right-hand side is a pure number. So you may just use the calculator to help you. So I think it should be equal to 60. Can you get this? So that is the answer of part B. 得唔得？跟唔到大家？ And then number 2. Number 2, it is given that P varies directly as Q cubed and inversely as R. 好啦，今次有兩個喎，兩種添咯。OK， 我哋有 inversely 嘅就要有分數嘅，記唔記得啊？我哋第一句寫咗先啦。Let P be the subject. P equals. Because this time we have inverse variation. So we need to have a fraction. Okay, and then we have the k on the top. It's always on the top. And P varies directly as Q cubed. So the Q cubed should be written on the top. Okay, and then inversely as R. So the R is written on the bottom. And where k is not equal to 0. Okay, so this is the first line. And we have a set of numbers when Q is 2, R is 4, and P is 16. So we just put Q equals 2, R equals 4, and P equals 16 into our equation. So 16 is equal to K times 2 cubed divided by 4. Okay, and then 16 is equal to 8k over 4. So you may cancel out the 4 with the 8 first. It should be, or you may multiply the 4 to the left-hand side. Okay, 16 times 4 is equal to 8k. And then 64 is equal to 8k. And divide the 8 to the left-hand side. And you'll find that k is equal to 8. 得唔得？慢慢嚟，小心啲做。改你哋啲考試卷嘅時候咧，你哋呢啲調 terms 調過去對面咧，調到亂晒大龍嘅。OK， 咁啊錯晒，即係錯咗呢啲咁嘅 careless mistakes，咁就扣咗好多分噶啦。即係慢慢逐個嚟呢啲， 你寫啱嗰條式就係第一步啦。跟住之後嗰啲咧，就係小心啲，諗翻應該點樣調啲 terms 嘅咁樣樣，咁你就會計啱數噶啦。OK。So we have found the value of k, and then we can write down the complete information of the equation. So P is equal to 8q to the power 3 over r. And that is the answer of part A. Okay. And part B. Question asks to find the value of r when P is 9, and Q is 3. And again, you just put the two numbers into your equation to find the third unknown. Okay, P becomes 9 is equal to 8 times Q to the power 3. So that should be 3 to the power 3. And then divided by R. Okay, and then so if there are some calculation of numbers, you may just use the calculator to calculate this first. 即係如果有一計嗰啲嘅話咧，咩3次方啊、8又乘嗰啲數啊，係純數字嚟嘅 ，pure number 嚟嘅，你就計咗佢出嚟先，就冇死㗎啦，得唔得？係會穩陣啲嘅咁樣樣 ，OK？ 你唔好留到最後咁樣一次過先撳，開頭就撳咗佢先 ，OK？So this should be equal to 係咪216嚟嘅 ？Yes, 216。OK？ 好啦，跟住個分數要點做啊？就係將個分母乘過去對面啊嘛，係嘛？ So it should be 9r is equal to 216。好啦，乘咗嗰個對面之後咧，我哋而家要求個 r 咯喎，個 r 係楞住咗個9喎，係乘咗個9俾佢喎。我哋要搣甩個9嘅話咧，而家因為係乘俾佢嘅，咁所以就要除翻過去對面啦。OK？ And then the answer should be equal to 24. Is it correct? Yes. Okay, so that is the answer of part B. Is that okay? Then question number 3. Question number 3 is about percentage change. Suppose R varies directly as P and inversely as Q. So we just highlight this first. R varies directly as P and inversely as Q. Okay, we can let the equation first. So R is a subject, and this time we have inverse variation, right? So we need a fraction and K on the top. R varies directly as P, so P on top. Inversely as Q, so Q on the bottom. Okay, where K is not equal to 0. And this time it is about percentage change. So we are going to use the old values and new values approach. Okay, P and Q first, and then R. Subject 嗰個擺喺最後做啊。Okay, so old P is equal to P. Old Q is equal to Q, right? And then old R 係 subject 㗎嘛，係嘛？擺喺最後嘅 is equal to R, because we can say that R is equal to K times P over Q. Okay, so this is our old values. And then for the new values, so we will start from the variables that have percentage change. Okay, so if P increases by 20%, so the new P is equal to old P times, because it is increased by 20%, so it should be 1 plus and then 20%. But 1 plus 20% is 1.2 and then times P. Okay, and then new Q. Q decreases by 20%. Should be Q times 1 minus this time because it is decrease. Okay, and then 20%, and it should be equal to 0.8 Q. Okay, finally, we are going to find a new R. New R is equal to the formula first. Formula is K times the new P. Sorry. Divided by the new Q. Okay? But we have already found the new P and new Q. New P is 1.2 P, and then new Q is 0.8 Q. Okay? So luckily, there are no square, no cube, and so on, no square roots. Okay? So we may just split the number out to the front of the fraction. 係嘛？今次咧就冇啲2次、3次啊，或者開方咁樣嗰啲嘅。咁所以咧，我哋直接咧可以將個數字嗰部分咧係可以擺翻喺個份數嘅前邊啦。記住本身係分子嘅就擺翻喺分子嗰度，本身係分母嘅就係擺翻喺分母嗰度。So it should be 1.2 and then over 0.8 times Kp over Q. Okay, and then for the number part. This part is pure number, so you may do the calculation with your calculator. It should be equal to 1.5, right? And the Kp over Q is changed to R. Okay, so the new R is equal to 1.5 times R. That is our new R. And then we are ready to find the percentage change now. Percentage change in R should be equal to the new R minus old R divided by old R times 100%. Okay, and then we have already done our preparation. New R is 1.5 R, and then minus old R is just R times 100%. Okay, and then for top part, 1.5 R minus R, they are like terms, so they can be calculated. It becomes 0.5 R, and then over R times 100%. Okay, and then it should be equal to 0.5 times 100%. That should be 50%. Is that okay? So that is the percentage change in R, and it is a positive change. So the value of R is increased by 50%. Is that okay? All right. So so I would like you to give me a response here. If you are okay for this instant drill corner. Okay, for question number 1, 2, 3, please give me a like or a clap, please. 咁如果你跟到呢度1、2、3呢3題嘅話咧，可唔可以俾個反應我，俾個 like 或者係俾個拍手掌我 ？Okay, thank you. If you cannot understand any part, please raise your hand or type in the chat room. Thank you. 嗱，一定要跟到啊呢度啊，得唔得？呢個我好肉緊㗎啦呢度，因為呢一課係真係咧其中一課好少數嘅一課咧，其實個同學都係可以掌握到嘅，得唔得？同埋一定出嘅，係一定出，年都出嘅 ，OK， 得唔得？咁所以如果你有呢度咧有啲邊度跟唔到嘅話咧，你即刻出聲啊！有冇？好啦，如果冇嘅話咧，我想你做多幾題先嘅呢度。Let's go to exercise 6C。咁咧嗱 ，level 1嗰啲題目咧，咁我就想留翻俾你哋做功課咁樣做啦。OK， 咁咧我就希望喺堂上面咧係講一啲 level 2嘅題目。 Let us do 11, 12, 15, 16, 18. Okay. I give you 15 minutes to do this. So please do exercise 6C. Is it 6C? Yes. Question number 11, number 12, and then 15, 16, and 18. So please do it in your class workbook. 嗱，請你哋做翻晒喺你哋嘅 class workbook 嗰度 ，OK？咁Math App 咧，因為呢排咧我 upgrade 緊佢，即係做緊一啲 upgrade 嘅，咁所以咧你見到我呢個零禮拜咧都冇用 Math App 叫你哋交 class work 住嘅，咁但係過咗年之後咧，咁我就會叫你哋交翻噶啦。但係呢幾個禮拜呢個零禮拜嗰啲 class work 咧，咁你哋之後復課嘅時候咧，咁我會 check 翻你哋有冇做嘅嚇。OK，所以如果你之前係有邊啲題目係漏咗冇做嘅，請你睇翻啲 video，OK，去到做翻嗰啲 class work 佢。OK，咁我復咗課之後，即係農曆新年假之後啊，復課嘅時候咧，咁我就會逐個收翻嚟去睇噶啦。OK。同埋頭先呢度咧，琴日都講過嘅，不過頭先冇遇到，記得就係話咧，如果佢冇講 directly，又冇講 inversely 嘅話咧，咁你就係當係 directly 啦。OK。等陣先，sorry，12題唔使做啊，12題唔使做。Okay, so please do not do number 12. Just 11, 15, 16, and 18. Yes. Okay, let's check the answers. Question number 11. Suppose z varies jointly as 1 over x and y squared. Okay, varies jointly as 1 over x and y squared. It does not mention whether it is direct variation or inverse variation. So we should see this as direct variation. So let z be the subject, and then both of them are direct variation. There is no inverse variation, so there will be no fraction. Okay, so just k times something. The first one is 1 over x, and then times y squared. Okay， 嗱呢度咧留意啦，雖然咧佢冇話到係 inverse variation， 但係其實咧佢 varies jointly as 1 over x 咧，咁佢呢個本身呢個唔係就咁 x 嚟噶嘛，係1 over x 嚟噶嘛，所以都會出到個份數嘅。咁我哋咧就化簡咗個份數先。咁你記住啦，我哋逐個嚟啊。K 一個數字乘比一個份數嘅時候咧，咁呢個數字咧就會乘咗去個份數嘅分子嗰度嘅。OK， 即係話呢個咧就變成 K times 1 over x and then times y squared. Okay, and the y square is also like this. Y square is multiplying the fraction here. When a number is multiplied to a fraction, the number should be multiplied to the top part of the fraction. So it should be equal to k y square over x. Okay, so z is equal to ky square over x, and where k is not equal to 0. This is the first line. 得唔得？即係呢度咧，我哋除咗將呢幾 k 乘以 x 分一，再乘 y square 乘埋一齊擺埋一齊之外咧，我哋仲可以化簡咗去變成 ky square over x 咁樣嘅。OK， 好啦，咁跟住落嚟要做嘅嘢就係好標準㗎啦，係嘛？好 bookwork 㗎啦。OK， 咁我哋就 put the given set of numbers into our equation. So x equals 2 and y equals 1 and z equals 3 into our equation. So z is 3. It's equal to k times y squared, that is 1 square, divided by x, that is 2. Okay, so k times 1 square is just k times 1, that is k. Okay, and over 2, and then you just multiply the 2 to the left hand side. It becomes 6, so k is equal to 6. And in part A, the question just asks you to find the variation constant. And this is the variation constant. Is 6. Okay, so the answer is 6 in part A. And then in part B, first, when we have found the unknown k, we just write down the complete information of the equation. Okay, so z is equal to ky square over x, but the k is changed back to 6. Y square over x. Okay, and then in part B, question asks us to find the value of z when x is equal to 27 and y is equal to 3. So we just when x is equal to 27, y is equal to 3, and then you just put these two numbers into our equation. Z is equal to 6 times 3 squared, and then divided by 27. And the right hand side is a pure number. So you may just use the calculator to find the answer. So I think it should be equal to 2. Is that okay? So this is part B, and then part C. Part C, find the values of y when x is equal to 15 and z is equal to 10. 係咪有嗱？其實同 B part 咧係一樣嘅，同 B part 啊都係一樣嘅。都係咧3個裏邊咧俾咗2個你，即係俾咗2個數字你，叫你揾第3個出嚟。不過今次嘅第3個咧就唔係本身 做 subject 嗰個英文字母，係另外一個嚟嘅，所以我哋可能咧要調一調位咁樣嘅。Okay, so just when x is equal to 15, z is equal to 10, then you just put these two numbers into the equation. So 10 is equal to 6 times y squared, okay, divided by 15. Okay, and then you just multiply the 15 to the left hand side. 10 times 15 is equal to 6y squared. So we have 150 is equal to 6y squared. And then divide the 6 to the left hand side. And use the calculator, and you get it is 25 is equal to y squared. So y squared is equal to 25. How to find y? The question asks you to find the values of y. Okay, and now it is y squared. How to cancel out the square? Is by taking square root on both sides. The square root of y squared is equal to square root of 25. But be very careful. When you take square root of both sides, so please remember to write this, plus or minus. 有兩個答案嘅，係嘛？一正一負，一個係正開方，另外一個就係負開方。OK， 你喺個 equation 一條等式嘅兩邊一齊開方嘅話咧，就要咁樣㗎啦，得唔得？ So left hand side, the square roots and the square are cancelled by each other. So what is remaining is just a y. And then this is plus or minus. Square root 25 is just equal to 5. Okay? So the two values of y will be positive 5 or negative 5. Okay? Or you just write plus or minus 5 will be okay. That is the answer of part C. It's okay? And then let's go to number 15. Yes, 15. So it is given that A varies directly as B and inversely as C squared. 嗱，第一句通常都係咁樣噶啦，係嘛？即係都係好 standard 嘅。OK， 我哋要完全掌握到點樣做嘅，點樣開始做噶啦。Let 啦，係嘛 ？Let A be the subject. Do we have inverse variation in this question? Yes. We have inversely as c squared. So we need a fraction with the k on the top. Okay? So A varies directly as B. B is in direct variation. So it is on top. And inversely as c squared. So c squared is in inverse variation. So it should be on the bottom. Okay? And then where k is not equal to 0. This is the first line. All right. And then you just put the given numbers into our equation. B equals 6, C equals 2, and A equals 3. And then we have 3 equals K times 6 times 2 squared. Okay. And you find that, so that's K times 6 is 6K. 2 squared is 4, right? And the right-hand side is one single fraction. So you may just multiply the 4 to the left-hand side. Okay, so we have 12 equals 6K. And then divide the 6 to the left-hand side. We have 2 equals K, which means that K is equal to 2. Okay, and in part A, the question asks you to express A in terms of B and C. So you need to write down the complete information of the equation. Okay, therefore, A is equal to KB over C squared becomes 2B over C squared. Okay, that is the answer of part A. Can you get this? 好啦，嗱 part B 咧 ，part B 請你打星落去啊。咁呢題咧難少少嘅，難少少，得唔得？咁就因為咧佢難嘅位喺邊度咧？難嘅位就係、今次咧佢唔係俾咗兩個數字你，佢係俾咗個比例你。OK， 佢都係叫你 find the value of C， 但係咧俾咗個比例你，係嘛？當然佢哋亦都有數字嘅。咁嘅時候我哋要點算咧？嗱，如果你聽開我講書嘅話咧，你就會知道咧，我一見到有比例嘅話咧，我就會用一個所謂嘅 K method 嘅 ，OK，K method 得唔得？先啦 ，Yes， so we will let because the ratio of B to C is equal to 9 to 2, so we will let B be 9K and C be 2K， 一定係咁樣 let 嘅。OK， 即係佢係9比2嘅話咧 ，B 就係9K，C 就係2K， 係嘛？因為咁樣 let 咗之後咧，無論 K 係幾多都好咧，我哋都冇違反到個 B 比 C 係等於9比2呢一個限制嘅，係嘛？冇違反咗佢嘅限制。OK， 咁我哋就可以咁樣 let 啦，得唔得？好啦，跟住咧，而家我哋叫你揾，而家叫你 find the value of C 啊嘛，係嘛？跟住俾咗一啲資料你揾個 value of C， 咁就好似頭先咁樣啦，即係 when A is 3, B is 9K, C is 2K, then you just put these three numbers into your equations。不過今次咧就唔係全部都係實數字嚟嘅，有啲咧係 K 嚟嘅咁樣，但係你照可以代入去嘅。So A becomes 3, and then 2B becomes 2 times 9K, and then over C squared becomes 2K bracket square. Can you get this? Okay, so this is how we put our, put the given information into our equation。嗱，記住喎，留意一樣嘢就係佢話俾你聽 B 比 C 個比例係9比2啦，唔代表 B 本身係9。C 本身係2嘅喎 ，OK？ It doesn't mean that B is equal to 9 and C is equal to 2. No, it does not mean this. OK? It may be B may be 18 and then C may be 4, or B may be 90 and C is 20， 係嘛 ？B 可以係90，C 可以20，咁都係9比2噶嘛，係嘛？所以你冇辦法。即係佢話俾你聽9比2嘅時候咧，你冇辦法知道個 B 自己本身係幾多 ，C 本身係幾多，你唯有就係要 let 佢做一個9嘅倍數同埋2嘅倍數啦。OK， 9K 同埋2K 咁樣，得唔得？一定係咁樣做噶啦，記住，即係我哋有親比例嘅話咧，就係咁樣做啦。好啦，咁跟住點做咧？咁啊，慢慢嚟喎。逐格落嚟啊 ，left hand side no change, and then on the top we have 2 times 9K. It is 18K, right? And then we have 2K bracket square. The 2 can share the square. The K can also get the square, right? So we have 18K over 4K square. And then you just multiply the 4K square to the left. So we have 3 times 4K squared is equal to 18K. And then we have 12K squared is equal to 18K. And then we just cancel out a common factor K. Because K is not equal to 0. Okay, so we can cancel out the K. And then divide the 12 to the right hand side. So K is equal to 3 over 2. Okay, but the question is not asking you to find the value of K. The question is asking you to find the value of C. But we have already let C to be 2K. Can you see this? C is equal to 2K. Now, when we have found the value of K, then we can calculate the value of C. Therefore, C is equal to 2 times K. That is 2 times 3 over 2. And then you just use the calculator to find that it is equal to 3. Is that okay? And that is the answer of part B. 得唔得？有比例嘅，即係比例嘅時候係比例嘅話咧，咁我就會用呢一個所謂嘅 K methods 去做數噶啦。OK。好嗱，睇一題相似嘅。Number 16。Number 16. It is given that Z varies directly as X and inversely as the product of Y and W. So this one is quite long. Z varies directly as X and inversely as the product of Y and W. 咁但係都係咁樣嘅啫。Let Z equals. Do we have inverse variation this time? Yes, we have inverse variation. So we need a fraction with the K on the top. Okay? And then what is on the top? What is also on the top? Is there any direct variation? Yes. Z varies directly as X. So we put the X on the top. And inversely as the product of Y and W. So what is meant by the product of Y and W is just Y times W. So Y times W will be put on the bottom, Y times W, or just YW. OK? 得唔得 ？Y 乘 W 係屬於 inverse 嘅個 part， 所以就 Y 乘以 W 咧就擺喺分母嗰度啦。OK? And then where K is not equal to 0. Okay? This is the first line. When X to Y is equal to 8 to 3. 好，呢個又係喎，佢哋X 比 Y 係8比3，咁我哋就 let 佢做。不過今次咧，我哋唔用得 K 啊，因為個 K 咧喺呢題咧俾人用咗啦，係嘛 ？OK， 頭先點解用得啊？頭先都有用到 K 嘅喎，係嘛？之前，不過個 K 揾咗個答案出嚟啦，係嘛？個 K 即係 A part 嗰個 K 嘅用途咧，已經係用完啦。OK， 咁所以就可以釋放翻 K 呢個英文字母，俾我哋用個 K method 咁樣樣。但係呢一度咧，我哋 let 咗個 set 等於 KX over YW 嘅時候咧，個 K 係未揾到出嚟嘅噃，所以個 K 仍然係佔住咗呢個未知數呢個位嘅噃。所以我哋喺呢個比例嗰度咧，就唔可以 let 佢做8K 同埋3K 啦。我哋就 let 另一個英文字母，就 let X be 8A 啦 ，and then Y be 3A。Is it okay？ 得唔得？好，跟住佢話 when X to Y is equal to 8 to 3 and W is equal to 4 and Z equals to 6。所以咧呢度咧，即係 when 呢一句啊 ，when 咁好長嘅，係嘛？一次過係有4個數字嘅應該。因為條式裏邊咧係有 W、X、Y and Z 有4個未知數，所以我一次過咧應該係要塞4個數字入去先計到個 K 出嚟嘅，得唔得？咁我哋咧今次就咁樣啦，就 put X equals 8A, Y equals 3A, W equals 4, and Z equals 6 into our equation. Okay, Z is 6 equals K times X. That is 8A, and then Y is 3A, and W is 4. Can you get this? So I just put the W, X, Y, and Z into our equation. Okay, and then we just simplify the numbers first. K times 8A, just 8KA, right? And then 3A times 4. Just multiply the numbers together. We have 12A. Okay, can you see that the A and A can be cancelled by each other? So we just cancel out first. 8k over 12. Okay, and then you just multiply the 12 to the left-hand side. It becomes 72 equals 8k. And divide the 8 to the left-hand side. And then we have 9 equals k, which means that k is equal to 9. Okay, so we can write down the complete information of the equation. Z is equal to 9x over yw. Okay, but that is not the end of part A yet, because the question asks you to find the value of Z when w to x is 2 to 5 and y is equal to 10. 好，有另一個比例又出咗嚟咯喎，咁我哋咧又要叻嘢啦。W 比 x 係2比5係咪 ？Okay, so we will let w to be 2b 啦，今次唔好 a 啦 ，and then x be 5b。OK， 咁我哋跟住咧就 when 啦 ，when w equals 2b。X equals 5b and y equals 10。今次咧係嘛？我哋條式係有4個未知數嘅，題目俾咗3個未知數嘅資料你就可以計到第4個出嚟啦。OK， 而家咧係咪得俾咗 w、x 同埋 y 嘅資料你？咁我哋咧就應該可以計到咧個 set 出嚟啦。咁我哋咧就 put 翻落去我哋嗰條式嗰度咯噃，係嘛？係計咗嘅。Z 係等於 9x over yw。Z is equal to 9x becomes 5b over yw becomes 10 times 2b. Okay? And then it is equal to, so the upper part, 9 times 5b is 45b. And 10 times 2b will be 20b. Can you see that b and b are cancelled? One up, one down, cancelled. So it should be 45 over 20. And it is a pure number. So you may use the calculator to help you to find the answer. And it should be equal to 9 over 4 or 2.25, right? 係嘛？係咪先？9 over 4 2.25係啦，兩個得，份數又得，小數都得。So that is the answer of Z. Okay, find the value of Z, and the value of Z is 9 over 4 in part A. Okay, in part B, find the value of W when the ratio of x to y is 5 to 6 and Z is equal to 4. 又另一個 ratio 咯喎，係嘛？今次又揾個 W 嘅，咁但係唔緊要啦，因為我哋已經有咗嗰條式，係嘛？所有未即係所有嘅 unknown 都已經揾咗㗎啦，個 K 已經揾咗㗎啦，所以我哋根本就唔驚佢問咩嘅，佢問咩咧都係用翻嗰條式咧係可以計到出嚟㗎啦。OK， 咁但係咧佢有比例嘅話咧，我哋咪叻咯，用 K method 咯。不過我哋唔用得 K 咁解啫嘛，其實都可以用 K 嘅，講真，因為 K 已經揾咗啊嘛，係嘛？不過我哋用第二個啦 ，let x to be 5c and y to be 6c. Okay, because the ratio of x to y is 5 to 6. So we let the x and y like this. Okay. So we just when x is 5c, y is 6c, and z is 4. 係嘛？4個即係 w x y z 條式裏邊有4個未知數，我哋擺3個嘅資料入去就可以計到第4個出嚟㗎啦。OK。好啦，不過今次咧，我哋擺邊度咧？小心啲喎，個 set 係等於9x over yw 嘅，咁所以咧個 set 就變咗4先啦，等於9乘以 x 即係 5c over y 即係 6c，and then times w。今次咧係要揾個 w 㗎，係嘛 ？OK， 好啦，咁我哋又化簡咗先喎，即係分子化簡咗先啦，分母亦都化簡咗先啦。4 is equal to 9 times 5c becomes 45c. And then 6c times w is 6cw. Okay? Can you see that the c and c, one up, one down, they can be cancelled by each other. So 4 is equal to 45 over 6w. Okay? And then we just multiply the denominator to the opposite side. So 4 times 6W is equal to 45. We have 24W is equal to 45. Finally, the question asks us to find the value of W, right? Yes, find the value of W. So we just divide the 24 to the right-hand side. And this is a pure number. So you may just use the calculator to help you to find the answer. And that should be equal to 15/8, right? 或者係幾多啊？1.875嘅，應該。So that is the answer of part B. 好，呢度想你俾個反應我，都係啊。If you understand this part about ratio, if you understand the parts about ratio, please give me a like or a clap. 如果你明白到我喺度計算關於比例嗰啲部分嘅，可唔可以俾個 like 或者俾個 clap 我 ？Okay, thank you. If you do not understand any part, please raise your hand or type in the chat room. Any raise hand? Okay, thank you. Finally, let us do question number 18.嗱，呢一課係即係比較少數嘅 chapters 啦，我係會同你做埋一啲 level 2嘅題目㗎嚇。OK， 咁因為呢度呢課嘅 level 2嘅題目咧，都唔係十分之tricky 嘅啫。OK， 唔係十分之刁鑽嘅，只不過可能計算上面咧，可能有少少煩煩地咁解嘅啫。但係咧，絕對係可以列到式同埋計到嘅，大家 OK。Number 18 is about percentage change. Suppose R varies directly as the square root of V and inversely as the square root of H. 好啦，兩個都係 square root. So part A, we do the let sentence first. Let R to be the subject. And this time we have two parts. We have inverse variation, right? So we need a fraction with k on the top. R varies directly as the square roots of V. Square roots of V. What is meant by square root? 開方 V. And inversely as the square roots of H. So inversely, that is going back to the bottom. And it should be square root of H, like this. Is that okay? And then where k is not equal to 0. This is the first sentence. And the question asks you to find the percentage change in R in each of the following cases. So this question is about percentage change, right? So we do the old values and new values approach. R is the subject, so we do the V and the H first. Okay? Old H is equal to H. Old V is equal to V. And then old R is equal to R. But R can be written as K root V over root H. Okay? It's always like this. And then we do the new values. New H. Because H is increased by 40%. So new H is equal to H times its increase. So it should be 1 plus 40%. Okay, so that should be 1.4 H. And then the new V is equal to V times, this time it is decreased. The V is decreased by 65%. So it should be 1 minus 65%. Okay, and that should be equal to 0.35 V. Can you get this? and then 最麻煩嗰度啦，就係 new new r just copy from the equation first. It is k times square root of new v over square root of new h, right? But we have already prepared the new v and the new h. So we just use our preparation. New v becomes 0.35 v, okay? And then the new h becomes 1.4 h. Can you get this? 好啦，跟住咧呢個0.35 v 係咪喺個開方裏邊㗎 ？OK， 咁我哋就要分翻開數字還數字 ，v 還 v 咁樣先。即係咧，咁但係佢哋兩個咧，即係0.35同埋個 v 咧，都會得到個開方嘅喎。OK，so it should be square root of 0.35 times square root of v. Like this, split them out, okay? And then for the bottom part, again, we split the number out from the h. So it should be square root of 1.4 times square root of h. Okay? 好啦，先將嗰啲楞住佢嗰啲次方啊、開方啊，大家都 share 到先，然之後就將數字嗰 part 擺喺成個分數嘅前面 ，OK？That is， 仲要係分子擺翻喺分子嘅位，分母嘅位嘅話咧，就擺翻喺分母嘅位。So square root of 0.35 over square root of 1.4, and then times the remaining fraction will be k root v on the top, and then root h on the bottom. 得唔得？其實次次都係咁樣噶啦。Okay, and then the pure number here 係嘛？前面嗰個數字就可以撳機啦。開方0.35，然之後再除開方1.4，應該係靚數嚟嘅。如果我心算冇錯嘅話咧，應該係0.5嚟嘅，係咪？Okay, so the number is 0.5. How about the letter? The k times square root v over square root h is just our old r. Okay, so it will be changed to r like this. So it is 0.5 r. So now we have successfully expressed the new r in terms of r. Okay, and then we are ready to find the percentage change. Okay, to answer the question, percentage change in r is equal to, for the formula, new r minus old r divided by old r times 100%. Okay, new r is 0.5 r, and then minus old r, just r times 100%. Okay, 0.5 r minus r is negative 0.5 r, and then over r times 100%. So it should be negative 0.5 times 100%. That should be negative 50%. That is the answer of part A. Okay, so under this condition, this situation, the percentage change in R is negative 50%. So it is decreased by 50%. Okay? 得唔得？呢度 percentage change 就係咁啦。好，我哋做埋 part B 啊。part B 都係同一樣嘢，係嘛？咁我哋都唔使再叻多一次啦，因為係同一個處境嚟嘅。不過今次咧個 H 係唔同咗，即係個增加減少嗰度咧係唔同咗。所以其實咧嗱，如果你想做多少得嘅，即係咁樣，我哋都係 let 係嘛 R is equal to k root v over root h， where k is not equal to 0, and then the old h is still h, the old v is still v, the old r is still r, but r is still equal to k root v over root h。OK， 呢啲嘢全部都係一樣嘅。咁邊度先開始唔同啊？就係個 new h 開始唔同啦。因為咧今次 h 咧，頭先 part A 嘅 h 就係 increase by 40%，and in part B the h is decreased by 50%. So the new h should be equal to h times 1 minus 50%， 係嘛？係咪 decrease 啊？係啦 ，decrease by 50%. That should be equal to 0.5 h. Okay, and then the new v increases by 100%. So new v should be v times 1 plus 100%. So it should be equal to 2 times v. Can you get this? Okay. So the most trouble one is the new r. Okay, new r first from the equation it should be k times root new v divided by root of new h. Okay, but we have already prepared the new v and new h. So k times square root of 2v. Okay, and then new h is square root of 0.5 h. 但係其實做嘅步驟係咪同頭先 A part 係一模一樣㗎？只不過啲數字唔同咗嘅啫。OK， 希望你見到呢樣嘢啊。Again, we just split the square root into square root 2 times square root v, and then square root 0.5 times square root of h, and then split the number to the front. Square root 2 over square root 0.5 times k root v over root h. And for the number, for the pure number, you just use the calculator to find the value. And I think it should be equal to 2. 係嘛？開方2除開方0.5應該係2嚟嘅。Okay? And then for the k root v over root h, it is just equal to r. So it is equal to 2r. The new r is equal to 2r. Okay? So when we have expressed the new r in terms of r, then we are ready to answer the question. The percentage change in what? In r is equal to the new r minus old r divided by old r times 100%. Okay? Our new r is equal to 2r. Our old r is r. Okay? Divided by r times 100%. So 2r minus r is 1r, or just r, divided by r times 100%. So it's just 1 times 100%. And the answer is 100%. Okay? It is a positive 100%. So r is increased by 100%. Is that okay? Okay, so do you have any problems up to now? If no, then so I will just stop here and we'll continue the last section of this chapter after the holidays. Okay, so that is the end of this lesson and you may leave now. Goodbye.